Technological advancements have many what? So we said the many advantage, there's a problem because this many means is what? More than one, plural. So because of that, this one, which is countable, must become what? Advantages. So we end up having technological advancements have many what? Advantages. So many advantages, and then you now have the next part that says, but the disadvantage about it is that it has, let's stop here. Now you started your first body paragraph, even though we are dealing with just grammar and vocabulary, but we also want to touch a bit of developments, idea developments here. Technological advancements have many advantages. We now said, but the disadvantage. Now the question is this: once you enter this but, first of all, there's got to be a comma here, which was missing, because this is an independent clause already that's done, and then you have a subordinate, a coordinating conjunction here. Now, but you saying, but the disadvantage means there must be something about this disadvantage that connects to this one. This point here. However, what I'm seeing here on the slide says, but it has many, but the disadvantage about it is that it has limited face-to-face what? Interaction. People prefer communicating over the phone than blah, blah, blah. So it means that this one was just there, but it was not saying anything. This other part of disadvantage about it, what's just at this point you started talking about the disadvantage. You are focused on disadvantage. You are not saying anything about this first line. So the question is, what was the role of this first line? Let me draw your attention to something. In IELTS reading, when it comes to matching headings, when you have to get a heading for a particular paragraph, we've taught you that when you read the first sentence of a paragraph, you have a picture of what the rest of that paragraph will talk about. Are you with me? Most times when you read the first, even if the sentence is very long, the first sentence is very long, when you read the first independent clause there, you already have a picture of what's coming next. Now let's assume that this is IELTS reading paragraph. This first line says nothing about what is coming down below. Because everything from this point here is dealing with the disadvantages all through. So why did you have to bring this in? So what it means is that for you to say it has many advantages, we need to have an idea of some of those advantages from here. Even if you are still going to delve into the disadvantages, let us have an idea of a couple of them. Oh, technological advancement has many advantages such as this and this and this. Then from there you can now move on to the disadvantage. Do you understand, class? Because sentence by sentence they have to connect. But that is, by the way, our focus on grammar and vocabulary. So let's assume that everything is perfect here in terms of development. We are dealing with grammar and vocabulary. But the disadvantage about it, and then we have another problem, because it, as a pronoun, is meant to be referring to a singular noun before it. Obviously, you're not referring to the disadvantage as a singular noun. You're not referring to this one. You are referring to this one. And this is in plural form. So this it cannot be here. Are you with me? It has become what? Them. It's advantage about them. So we know that you're referring to this advanced. But then we have a problem again when you use them. Them, yes. Them is plural. But we are looking at a plural noun that came before it, right? So if this is them, It's not this one because it's in singular form. The question is it this or is it this? Because this is in plural and this is also in plural. Are you getting the picture now? So the question is it this or is it this? So that's why you cannot have them here. You need to use, you cannot use a pronoun again. It has to be a determiner. Disadvantage about these improvements are you with me? Or these novelties. Do you know what novelty means? What does it mean? Something new. Novel. From the word novel is new. Are you with me? So a novelty is like a new idea, a new technology, new development. So when I use novelties, I'm using novelties because I'm dealing with plural technological advancements. Now, I can have the word is here, the verb is here, because I am dealing with disadvantage. And it's believed that probably it's just a single disadvantage I want to point out. So I can say, but the disadvantage about these novelties is that it has no problem. It's no problem here because, are you following me? It's no problem here because this it is still because of the fact that we have only disadvantage here, not disadvantages. So no problem with this, no problem with this, no problem with this. It has limited. Wait, there's a problem here. Thank you. The is does not have a problem, but this one has a problem. And this one has a problem. Do you know why? Because the focus has shifted to the novelties. Are you with me? The disadvantage is that the they is referring to this one now. The is was coming with this. Are you getting this? So the disadvantage about these novelties is that they have limited face-to-face interaction. And then we will now have a major problem with choice of words. Now, it is well. Writing. Now, Somto. Great. Technological advancements is our subject here. That's what we're dealing with, right? We said they have many advantages. You didn't give us the advantage, no problem. But the disadvantage, okay, of these technological advancements is that this novelty, which is the advancements, have limited face-to-face interaction. Now, the question is, can the advancement of technology have interaction, limited and face-to-face interaction? Are you following me? It's vague, to be honest. Because the question that comes is, this technological advancement, are you dealing with robots? Are you dealing with mobile phones? Are you dealing with AI? Are you dealing with computers? Are you dealing with drones? Are you dealing with biotechnology? Are you dealing with radioactivity? Various advancements you have in the telecom space, in the medical field, in sports. So many forms of advancement have come up here, right? So you're not telling us that it has limited face-to-face interaction. We're like, are you dealing with mobile phones? Because I think that's the only one that's... And was it mobile phones you're dealing with? Okay, let's look at the next line. People prefer communication over the phone than meeting physically. So obviously, it means you are dealing with mobile phone all along. So the point you're trying to make is about limited face-to-face interaction, right? In that case, right from here, you would have suggested that we're dealing with technological advancements regarding communication, telecommunication. Are you following me? So that from here, we will know that you are dealing with what? Limited face-to-face. We will know that you're dealing with telecommunication here. So that means coming to this point, you say, about these novelties, particularly the proliferation or the advent of mobile phones and social media is the rise is the reduction in face-to-face what? Interactions. Interaction 1 hour, right? Now, it has become clearer now. Technological advancements have many advantages, but the disadvantage about these novelties, particularly the advent of mobile phones and social media, why? You see, you needed this phrase to explain the novelties you're referring to explain the advancements you're referring to. Because without putting this here, we will not understand. Are you with me, class? And you needed to put comma here and comma here to tell you that the job that this phrase is performing is just to elaborate on the novelties, elaborate on the advancements. That's what it's doing. So if we are taking this out, this sentence would have made sense, but we just need clarity. So these novelties is the reduction in. Do you get the point now? So when you add a non-restrictive phrase like this is called a non-restrictive phrase or clause. You need to enclose that non-restrictive phrase or clause with commas. Are you with me? So that you don't change the direction of the subject. If you don't put a comma here, we will think that this is the subject. We'll get confused. So comma here, makes it clearer for us. Is that taking everybody? And to me, at this point of interactions, unlike what we have here, there's got to be a full stop at this point. Because this sentence is long enough. You understand, Abi? Now you just follow us. Because we started a journey and you're just coming in the middle. So you just follow us. Do you understand? So now we can now start up a new point a new sentence here. Even without all of these adjustments and all that, it was necessary for them also to have a full stop here because this is now something helps. Like it's in line with what you have ahead. You're trying to explain what you have here, but there's got to be a full stop here. So we now go, people prefer communicating over the phone, we have a problem, than meeting physically. Interesting. You had a comma there again. It has reduced the rate at which I can clean this one off. At which people visit themselves to have a meeting. Let's stop there first. People prefer communicating over the phone than meeting. There's a problem here first. The word prefer goes with to. You prefer X to Y. You prefer Mary to Martha. You prefer rice to beans. You don't prefer Dan. Are you with me? I prefer HP to Dell. Not I prefer HP than Dell. It's wrong. You have a preference for this over that. Preference for X over Y. So prefer to, preference for, over. Not prefer than. You can say more than, greater than. X is greater than Y. More valuable than this. Less than. Less valuable than. We've established that already today, right? But when it comes to prefer, preference, prefer to, preference for, over. So this should be prefer communicating over the phone to what? To meeting physically. Then we have another problem here. This is an independent clause, right? Is this another independent clause? This is another independence clause, right? Good. Can two independent clauses be joined together with just a comma? No. It's either you have a full stop here, but if you have a full stop here, you have a simple sentence here. And you want to avoid that. Because this is just a single independent clause. A single independent clause makes a simple sentence. You want to avoid that so that you don't score low in writing. So you want to write more complex sentences, but you want to make them accurate. That's the goal of this class. So while this candidate was trying to write complex sentence or compound sentences, there were errors. There were errors. So you will now put this and say, and it has. The and here is a coordinating conjunction. People prefer communicating over the phone to meeting physically, and it has reduced the rate at which people visit themselves. Now, first question I want to ask is this, regarding this coordinating conjunction that is here. Is this a good thing? A good thing. It has reduced, that's the second part. It has reduced the rate at which people visit themselves. Is it a good thing? It has reduced the rate at which people visit themselves. Is it a good thing? No. And is it an effect of what is happening here? People prefer communicating over the phone to meeting physically. Is that a good thing? In the context of what you are looking at. It's not a good thing, Abi. But what you're talking about before was a disadvantage. Right? Which is not good, right? Beautiful. So since it's a disadvantage, right? Limited face-to-face interaction, disadvantage, you're already speaking in negative. People prefer communicating over the phone than this, so we can have and here. Are you with me? You can have and here because this is a disadvantage, this is another disadvantage, this is another disadvantage following. Are you with me? Good. So people prefer communicating over the phone to meeting physically, comma, and it has reduced the rate at which people visit themselves. But the question is, this it, what's it referring to? Is it the phone? Is it the action of communicating? It's not people, because people is in plural. So my question is it it? Is it the phone? Is it meeting physically? Is it the action of prefer communicating? Meeting physically has reduced. The IT was referring to what? The IT here was referring to what? The action of communicating. This trend of communicating. Are you following me? So instead of writing it there, write this trend, this action, this preference. This preference, this new form of communication. So we know that you are referring to what is here. Referencing. So we want to improve on this one, all right? Over the phone to meeting physically, comma, and this preference has reduced the rate at which people visit themselves, right? Now, it was more as or less like you were trying to rephrase this meeting physically. I mean, by saying at which people visit themselves to have a meeting. Am I right? You're trying to rephrase it, but then you use too many words there. You used what? Too many words. Just change it to has reduced the rate of physical meetups. Or because you already have meeting physically here, you don't want to write physical meetups, that seems repetition. Because you have meetups, you have meeting, you have physical, right? Has reduced the volume of social events or social gatherings. So now we don't just think you are just dealing with meeting alone. And meetups is higher level to meeting, but so we can now change this meeting to what? To physical meetups. You can put a dash, there's a dash there. So we take this off. So people prefer communicating over the phone to physical meetups, comma, and this preference has reduced the volume of social gatherings. This is out completely. The volume of social gatherings reduce the volume of social gatherings, right? In open social gatherings requiring travel time. Travel time and costs. What does this mean? It means because we could also have gatherings online. Are you with me? So, in order to show that we are dealing with gatherings that are not online, you say, as reduce the volume of social gatherings requiring travel time and what? And cost. Because once travel time is involved, it means it's no longer online. Are you following me? It's no longer online. Remember, our focus is on grammar and vocabulary, so I don't want to dwell more on developing this paragraph. I just want to focus on those grammatical issues and vocabulary errors. So we've made the sentence better. We've added the second sentence, and that takes us to these points, right? Full stop, right? Look up. So we've improved on this from this point to this point. So we have this point next now, which can weaken emotional connection and can lead to, I think this can be a separate sentence on its own, right? Do you get? So, I can't just go right ahead and write. This switch to virtual communication, beautiful, can weaken what? Can weaken emotional connections, and create what? Misunderstandings during interaction, during online interactions. I don't want to use miscommunication again. We already have communication up there. During online interactions. Please, I hope you are typing all this down, so that we collate everything together and we can have something better to present. So we are done with this paragraph. This paragraph now has been broken down into 3 sentences, I think. Yes, we had just 1 sentence here, over 7 lines, 8 lines. Now we now have 3 sentences. Technological advancements have many advantages, but the disadvantage about these novelties, particularly the advent of mobile phones and social media, is the reduction in face-to-face interactions. Remember I said that here, when we talk about advantages, there needs to be 1 or 2 extra information. Good. People prefer communicating over the phone to physical meetups, and this preference has reduced the volume of social gatherings, requiring travel time and costs. This switch to virtual communication can weaken emotional connections and create misunderstandings during online interactions. Are you with me? We can change creates, because creates is like you are creating something. Fuel. When you use the word fuel, you are suggesting that you want to start something that is bad. Fueling tension, fueling misunderstanding. Do you get? Fuel unrest. It's like a tense moment. That's why I use the word fuel. So it's like you're pouring fuel into something, it's going to blow up. Aha. So that's it. So instead of using the word create, why not use fuel? Fuel misunderstandings during online interactions. Give us the next slide. Okay. The first, we have this one. For instance, a text may lack tone. I hope you are learning a lot. So that by the time you are writing your own essay, a new essay, you pay attention to these grammatical errors and this. You make some of these mistakes too, right? So you pay attention to them. And once you can pay attention to this, when you're writing, it's not even about writing and saying, okay, I want to pay attention to it in correction. No. Even as you are typing, you pay attention to these things. When you pay attention to it, you discover that your writing will improve. You will also have less errors to correct when you are done. You have fewer errors to correct when you are done. So you don't need to worry about, oh, I want to have up to 10 minutes to correct and all of that. Because you were even paying attention to what you were writing as you were working, as you were doing your stuff. For instance, a text may lack tone and facial expression. Now, that needs some work. For instance, I believe this was a continuation of the previous paragraph. It's an example and a continuation of the previous paragraph. Good. Now, for instance, a text. Now, this is vague because a text can mean different things. It could be a text message. It could be a text in a textbook, like a passage. Are you with me? It could also be a textbook on its own. So we need to know which text you are referring to. So is it a text message or a chat? I believe it's a text message, right? A text message. Now, you can't say it may lack tone. No. Every text will have a tone. The question is it a formal tone? Is it a rude tone? Is it an abusive tone? Is it an informal tone? Is it a happy tone, a casual tone? There are different forms of tone. There is no text, as far as a text message, for instance, that will not have its tone. Is it a plain tone? So, but I think the point is that it's not the issue of lacking tone. Maybe that is not conveying the right tone. It may not convey the right what? Tone. Obviously, it lacks facial expression. So, a text message, let's put it this way, because we want to deal with the lack, we may say a text message may lack facial what? Expressions. Obviously, it's usually lacks facial expression most times, right? And as a result, may what? And may what? Convey the wrong what? The wrong tone to its recipients. When somebody sends a text message to you, the person that sends it to you is called a sender. Even in chats, the person that sends it to you is called the sender. You that's receiving it is called the receiver or the recipient. So don't say, when I send a message to someone. No, I send a message to the recipients. Okay, I send a message to someone, but that someone is what? The recipients. Are you with me? So it may convey, and you convey expression. We're dealing with collocations here. Convey expression. You can convey expression. You can convey what? Tone. Do you understand? You express emotion. You can express emotion. You can express a feeling. But you convey expression. You convey tone. So, may convey the wrong what? Tone. Or may convey the wrong expression. We already have facial expressions here, so I don't want to use expression. Convey the wrong message. That's another word. We don't want to use the word tone. May send the wrong signal. Send the wrong what? Signal. Do you understand? So we are done with that sentence. Next sentence. A simple message which may be intended as a joke might be misunderstood through phone call, leading to unnecessary conflicts with friends. I think that has been captured inside here. That's what I think. You're not trying to elaborate on it, right? Okay, so let's make it better. What's it called? A simple joke. May be misinterpreted or misunderstood, right? And trigger. Okay, so I think there's an issue here. Okay, there's something I want to deal with here. Let me deal with this. Maybe misunderstood, might be misunderstood, maybe misunderstood through a what? Through a phone call. Now, there's something I must draw your attention to here. This first example deals with text message. The next example, because I'm just seeing now that this is a second example. This second example is dealing with a phone call. Are you following me? So that means you're talking about two things now. You're looking at the phone call and you're looking at what? The message. So it should be also. There should be a linker here to say also. There wouldn't have been a linker, assuming this next line was still dealing with the text message. But because you're no longer on the text message now, you're now on the phone call, it should be also to buttress on this. A simple joke may be misunderstood through a phone call. Now, instead of rewriting leading to unnecessary conflicts with friends, you can say, comma, leading, not just leading to. Leading to unnecessary conflicts or avoidable conflicts. With friends. Alternatively, if you are not going to put comma, you say also a simple joke may be misunderstood through a phone call and may lead, no comma now, and may lead to what? Avoidable conflicts with friends. Full stop. Next line. Therefore, technology can be a barrier in the way people communicate. Two issues I need to deal with there. Sentence starts with therefore, very good. But then the subject now has to be in lowercase. Therefore, modern technology, because we're not dealing with just technology, right? Modern technology can be a barrier to communication, or in the way barrier goes with so. Barrier goes with what? So. So be a barrier to, not in, to free-flowing communication with loved ones.